Before we dive into today's episode, we want to remind you that the views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and guests and for educational and entertaining purposes. The Professional Homegirl podcast is here to celebrate the diverse voices, stories, and experiences of women of color, providing a platform for authentic and empowering conversations. There will be some 𝐾𝐿, some tears, but most importantly, a reminder that tough times don't last, but professional homegirls do. Enjoy the show. Today, we have a deeply significant and sensitive subject to explore. We will be shedding light on the experiences of my guest, who is a survivor of molestation perpetrated by her own mother. It is very unfortunate that abuse within the mother-daughter relationship is often unaddressed and seldom discussed. Our purpose is to bring attention to this distressing reality, offering support, empathy, and valuable resources to those who have endured similar traumatic experiences. So to my guests, thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. How you feeling? How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me, Eboné. I really appreciate it.
Yes. So I can only imagine how difficult it is to share your story. What inspired you to begin this journey of sharing your experience with everyone?
Honestly, God, to be honest, I decided that it was time for me to step out of the shame and not continuously blame myself for what happened to me. And, I created that all just to getting closer to God and just feeling just empowered to be delivered and let it go.
Right. In one of your videos, you mentioned that one of the positive outcomes of your experiences is that you no longer feel alone. Do you still feel that sense of connection and support in your journey?
I do. It's one of those things where I'm happy to know that there are other people out there that have shared the experience, yet I'm very, very sad that we have it in common.
Right.
So I guess it's a little bit of both. I'm happy not to be alone because I did feel alone for a very long time, but I'm actually quite sad that I'm not, because that means that other people have went through, what I've went through.
Right. Do you feel comfortable being your true, authentic self and expressing your thoughts and experience while sharing your story, or do you still have concerns about potential backlash or negative reactions?
I still have concerns about backlash, but I've just gotten to the point in my healing process where I'm just willing to go forward regardless. You know what I mean?
No,
it
I
is
agree. Because fuck these niggas' opinions.
Okay.
Right. And these hoes. Come on now, sis.
Okay. Yep.
Now, why do you believe that abuse between mothers and daughters is a topic that is often overlooked and not openly discussed?
Just from my own personal experience, it was just something that I did not really hear about.
Right.
I guess just a mom you would think would be like in that nurturing role and stuff like that. So just all those things collectively made me just feel like I was the only one in the world that had ever experienced it. Because, you hear so much about fathers molesting their daughters like that. And that in itself is wrong too. But I felt like because my mom molested me and I couldn't really share it with anybody, I felt like I was honestly, I felt disgusting. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It took me a while, but I'm glad that I have shared it. I really am.
I am too. I feel like this is a very important topic because I feel like mothers get overlooked in a lot of cases when it comes to their children.
They do. They do. They really do. And I've also just, from private messages and stuff I've received, a lot of men were molested by their moms too.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And the situation is altogether for me just sad. It really is.
Yeah. Now, are there any misconceptions or stigmas surrounding molestation by a mother that you would like to address or dispel?
Yes and no. I guess the only thing I can really think of to say is if you have had this experience, I just want you to know that you're not alone. I think that's the biggest stigma from where I'm standing, from my perception, just feeling like I was so alone for so long. Like the whole point, of the YouTube or even doing this, Eboné, is just making sure that women and men out there know that they're not the only ones that experience that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like another misconception could be that a lot of times people, because I don't have a relationship with my biological mother, so I feel
Mhm.
like people would say that it's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
And it's like,
You're
no,
right.
it's something wrong with her.
Right. Society always puts the pressure on us. Oh, that's your mom. You should, talk
Right.
to her and you should do that. I'm a true believer. If somebody is toxic, I don't care if it's your mom or what. Let that ass go. You know what I
Facts.
mean? In my case, my mom just happened to pass away 15 years ago. And like I said in one of my most recent videos, I'm starting to realize now that that was a blessing in disguise, because now that I get further along in my healing, I have no choice but to let it go, because it's not like I can have a conversation with her about it. I'll never get an apology that I want and stuff like that. So it's like, phew, you know what I mean? I don't have to
Right.
face it like that. So my heart really goes out to people whose mom or even dad are still alive and they have to face this person. You know what I mean? I hate
Right.
that.
Right. Now, how would you describe your relationship with your mother prior to the abuse?
So the abuse took place when I was around 3.5, 4. It's actually one of my earliest memories. Um, but I would say post abuse, because I didn't really understand at the time what was going on. And honestly, I felt like my mom was my best friend. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's not until I got older and I, got into therapy or even started taking some counseling at the church that I realized that a lot of our relationship was just inappropriate. You know what I mean? Even my husband now that I'm married to, who was my friend at the time when my mom died, like she crossed boundaries with that, asking him if we'd had sex, like all kind of things. So she just never really, um, I don't feel like she functioned as a mom. She functioned as a friend. And I think that's kind of what also really hurt me in hindsight. I never had that guidance. You know what I mean? So when I got into the world, I was promiscuous. I was,
Yeah, we're gonna get into that later.
yeah, I got you. I ain't gonna say too much.
Right.
I ain't about my whole days too much. You know what I'm saying? Not right now. I'll wait for you.
Listen,
I'll wait for
child, we didn't all had some whole
you.
days, okay?
Oh, weeks. Okay.
Shit, whole years.
Okay. Yep. Cool.
Oh man. That's why I love like having these conversations. Well, unfortunately, these conversations, because I feel like when people see the topic or the title of the topic, it makes people very uncomfortable, and it can be triggering for a lot of people. But I
You're
also
right.
feel like when you listen to the conversation and you can hear the guests and you can hear how light they are and like they want to share their story, like it
Yeah.
really makes me proud to be a part of this journey with you and other women who are
Yeah.
survivors.
Kudos to you for doing this, especially as a Black woman. We, ancestors of slaves. So
Come on
just
now.
doing this, and providing a platform for Black people in general, for me, girl, kudos to you. Like
Thank
for
you.
real.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, could you tell us the nature of the abuse you experienced and when did it stop?
So the physical touching, it was only a few incidents, and that's around the age of 3.5, 4. I want to say more so 4, because I do remember being in pre-K. It was just a lot of touching and stuff like that. I do
Right.
remember an incident where I did bleed. I
Mm.
did talk to, a counselor and stuff about it. And I kind of came, because I don't really remember that event more specifically, but I came to terms with the fact that she may have inserted her fingers and stuff like that inside of me.
That's
Um,
so crazy that you're like,
yeah,
you remember that at
I
4
do.
years old.
I'm gonna tell you something about me, and it's the biggest curse. I don't forget shit. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And for me, it's a curse as well, because some stuff you do want to forget,
Of
and that
course.
be it happens to be one of my earliest memories. However, I wasn't able to really piece it together until I got help. You know what I
Right.
mean? So, but yeah, so it was a lot of touching and stuff like that. And beyond that, I would just like to go on record and say I don't feel like physical touch is the only form of sexual abuse, because my mom was just very inappropriate in general. Having adult like conversations with me when I was a small child, 6 and 7 years old. Like I said on YouTube, I didn't learn about the birds and bees. I learned about pussy and dick, and I learned that when
Right.
I was in early school from my mom's mouth. You know what I mean? Which I've learned to see that now, like I said, as sexual abuse too. You know what I mean? Because that's inappropriate to have those types of conversations with kids. I wouldn't have that conversation with my child,
I
not
feel
at
like in
all.
a sense she was kind of like grooming you.
I feel like that too, and when I look at the relationship in hindsight, and I really hate to say it, it's almost as if she passed away at the right time, because I could see how she was going to really ruin my adult life. You know what I mean? I could just, yeah, I definitely can see it.
So do you feel like it stopped once she passed away?
The grooming?
Just overall. Because I feel like the touching made us stop a little earlier, but I feel like with everything else that's included in your abuse, you feel like it stopped when she passed away?
It did, from her, but because I was so accustomed to abuse, I'll be honest, I found myself in situations, more particularly with older women who had a similar vibe, like just narcissistic type of devaluing type of women in general, like maybe like friends of moms or even like older female coworkers. It's almost as if I was attracted to those types of people before, back in 2016 at the age of 29, when I decided to get help. You know what I mean? So it did not, the sexual abuse and stuff, I feel stopped with my mom, but actual emotional abuse, which also was something that she did, it continued on for an additional 8 years, like I said, until I was 29, and I realized, wait a minute, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm sorry, Eboné.
No, you good. Go ahead.
But I can see how I feel like me being attracted to those types of women in terms of being, you know, friends with them and gathering wisdom from them, I feel like it was God's way of showing me what I had endured. You know what I mean? Because that's led me to going to therapy in the first place. Like, shit, why do I keep getting used and taken advantage of by older women, these women that I respect and stuff like that? So I went to counseling like that. And initially, I thought I was some type of narcissist or something like that. And I had to actually, you know, find out that I was codependent. And that's how, you know, we were able to uncover that I had been abused by my mom. And that's when I was able to face those memories from my early childhood that I was trying to run from.
Right. I also feel like some things that were inappropriate that you mentioned. You were saying how, like, obviously she was very sexual, so she was having very grown like conversations with you at a very young age. But you also mentioned that she used to always be naked.
She did. She would walk around the house butt naked. And not only that, I'll tell you something that really made me feel uncomfortable, especially when I was in middle school. She would compare my body to hers. You know what I mean? And she would say shit like, you know, when I was your age, I had a better shape than you and stuff like that. Like, it was sexual, but it was also like very devaluing of, you know what I'm saying, of who I am.
Yeah, well, fuck with you.
Yeah, and shit, by the time I reached the age of, I want to say it was 22 or 23, I weighed 267 pounds because I just, I was just eating my feelings away. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, and always called me fat anyway. And I just felt like I sort of became who she told me I was. You know, I sort of became the fat. It. Yeah, shit. You know, you hear that you're a fat, sloppy bitch so much, you know what I'm saying? You become, if you believe that, then you become a fat, sloppy bitch. But I got to the point where I just got tired of doing that to myself, you know, overeating and stuff like that. And also, too, not wanting to die, because my mom was 44 when she died. So,
she was young.
Yeah, she was young. And when I say she had a painful death, she had a very, very painful death. She had several heart attacks at the end. Her kidneys were failing really bad. She died in hospice. So, you know what I'm saying? She had sores on her body and stuff. Like, in hindsight, it's like God wanted to work on her. I'm being honest. You know what I'm saying? At least that's how I see it. He went to work on my mom.
Are you the only child?
No, I have a younger sister. I do. I have a younger sister who is 11 years younger than me. Unfortunately, I feel like she really didn't get the brunt of my mom's abuse.
I feel like that too with my mom.
She felt sort of ignored by my mom. You know what I mean? So it's like and she sort of treated my sister like she was just kind of in the way.
Right.
You know, so much so that I remember being in high school, a lot of people that I would meet would think that my sister was my child because she was always with me. You know, I was the one that did her hair and stuff. And when my mom passed away, I actually got custody of my sister. So, you know, that's like my oldest child. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She's 24 now. And, you know, I'm so proud of my sister, you know, the stuff that she's done. She went to funeral home school, you know, after losing, because she lost her dad too, like a year after my mom. That's how I ended up getting custody of her. So what she experience is that she wanted to help others in their time of grief. And so she decided that she wanted to be a funeral home director. So I was like, girl, kudos to you. Shit.
Yeah.
Not with no dead people like that. You know what I'm saying? Fuck
Right.
that. Fuck that. Damn, that shit make my skin crawl. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, you know, out of all the things I did in my life, I would say that's probably one of the things I'm most proud of, that I took care of my sister when I was so young. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Turned out good. Like, shit, she doing better than me, low-key.
Well, listen, I can let y'all know my guest ain't no fat, sloppy bitch, okay?
Okay.
She looking good. Skin is
Hold
glowing.
on.
Come on now. She's standing up. Okay. Come on, body. Come on.
Okay. But yeah, I've been on a weight loss journey now for a couple years. It's hard, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm mostly inspired by just not dying at 44. You know, for me, that's enough. Now, I know, you know, you can die from anything. Death is mysterious, but if I can get my health together in such a way to increase my chances of having a long life, I'm gonna do it.
Right. Now, I know you mentioned earlier that you disclosed the abuse to someone, but you also said in one of your videos that no one believed you because everyone liked her.
Yeah, so I'm speaking of like when I was a kid. You know what I mean? When I mention little things like, to more specifically my mom's side of the family, or even her friends and stuff like that, or their kids, people would basically, you know, say they don't know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because she was the life of the party. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if you had met my mom, you probably would have liked my mom. You know, she was that parent who, you know, would feed other people's kids and stuff like that. Like, she had the image portion on lock. If everybody else was gone, that's when she would just show her true colors.
Right. And you also mentioned that you were molested by one of your older cousins from your mom's side. Did you tell anyone about that?
No. Only because I felt like nobody would believe me. You know what I'm saying? Plus, and I'm not sure if you were molested too, Eboné, but
no, I wasn't.
Lucky you, girl. A lot of it was just confusion. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? You know, because I got molested by my cousin. I didn't mean to say his name. I got molested by him.
We can beep it out.
Yeah, fuck him, by the way. But I got.
We ain't gotta beep it out. We can leave it in there now.
Yeah, fuck him. And I'll tell you why in a second. But this happened when I was around 7 or 8. I used to go because my mom was from Gainesville, Florida, so I used to go visit my mom's family every summer. And one summer I was in the bed with my younger cousin, who was his younger sister, and he walked in the room. And you know, he just kind of forced my legs open. He started touching my private parts, and then he kind of put my hand on his dick. You know what I'm saying? And I basically jacked him off.
Wow.
And played with me. And I didn't realize what really happened. You know, that's another thing that I didn't realize what it was until therapy. Because I'll be honest, I'm 8 or 9. Shit, I'm like,
you don't know what's going on. Shit.
I thought it was his thumb. I'm not gonna lie. So either the nigga dick was small, or I'm like, you know, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the reason why
how would you know? You're not having sex at 8 or 9. Like, you're not seeing no dicks.
You know what I mean? I just know, you know, I did what I did. He made a little strange noise, and then he got the fuck out of there.
And how old was he?
Shit. If I'm 36, he has got to be at least somewhere between 46 and 50 now. So he was in his late, like, teens, early 20s, I would say, like 19 to 23. Awesome. But the reason I say fuck him is because as the years went by, like, I had to actually end up deleting my Facebook because he would, like, continuously send me a friend request, to the point where I just eventually blocked him. You know what I mean? And I don't know if he was taunting me because it had happened. Obviously, it happened, 20 years before at that point.
Right.
I feel so uncomfortable. Like, I can literally decline your request and you will actually come back and send me another one. So I deleted my Facebook, and then I created another page. And I don't know how the fuck he found it, but he sent me a request on there. So now you can't catch me on Facebook. And it's been a couple years with that. So I don't know. The situation is uncomfortable in general. But I did wonder recently, had he ever touched his sister? You know,
are y'all close? You and his sister?
It was me. And it's so weird the way my empathy works. Sometimes it's post experience. And I just put myself in her shoes, and I just imagine her growing up in a home with him. You know what I mean? And I just don't know if that was her norm. And I even asked God, like, did I save her from getting touched that night? You know, I'm being honest. You know, it's just like, if you touched me, why wouldn't you touch her? You know what I mean? She's easily accessible, you know, and stuff like that. So I don't know. I just have never had the guts to, and I probably never will, Eboné, ask her if he ever did anything to her. You know what I mean?
Are you and her close?
We still talk. Yeah, I talk to her. Even though I'm not on Facebook, I still have, you know, you can still have Facebook Messenger.
Right.
So I talk to her probably, I don't know, every 2 or 3 weeks. We'll shoot each other a messenger and, you know, see how each other's doing. Shit, she's what, 32, 33 now. I'm 36. So yeah, we still talk. Yeah.
Yo, these fucking niggas, yo. I just, ugh.
Yeah, people in general, you know what I'm saying? People
bitches can be niggas too.
Okay, white people too.
Oh, white people niggas too. Don't get it twisted. They the biggest niggas.
Myself at work because I manage a lot of white people, and I have to catch myself because I be calling them niggas. It's just a habit, you know what I mean? It's just a habit. Yeah.
Now, while acknowledging that this should not be seen as an excuse, considering the pattern of hurt people hurting others, do you believe that your mother may have also been a victim of sexual abuse?
Hell yeah. I say that because her side of the family is sexual in general. I don't know if you saw the video. I'm not even sure if I put it on video, but when I was visiting my mom's family one summer, my cousin's daughters, I remember she was maybe like 3 or 4. She was in the back seat and she was cutting up, and her mom told her to stop, or she was going to beat her in the pussy. Literally, that's what she said. Literally, you know what I mean? I never forget it. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things I look back on and I'm just like, shit, my mom's family was very sexual. Because these girls, they were getting pregnant when they were like 11 and 12 years old. Like, they got kids that are like my sister's age, and they, shit, my damn age. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I think sex in general is just that vibe on that side of the family. And I'm almost positive it's some incest going on too. I am.
Wow.
I got proof of it, I'm being honest, but I think it's a lot of shit going on. I really do.
You know what's so crazy? I feel like incest is so fucking common now.
It is. It is.
I feel like if you really like look at different stories or documentaries, like a lot of people are fucking their family.
Listen, I can't do it.
What?
It ain't nobody in my family. I don't care attractive or not. It's nobody in my family I can see myself laying with. I don't even like hang out with them too much. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can stay minutes, you gotta go. You know what I mean?
Yo, you should see when I give the niggas in my family a hug. I be dapping them up and shit.
Okay. A little church hug or some shit. Yeah.
Like, treat me like a nigga, bro. Like, no,
Yeah. But you're right. And even on YouTube, I've seen a lot of stuff more recently with people.
Yeah.
That shit's out there. It is.
And then you're seeing the people that are born out of incest sharing their stories, and you be like, yo, what the fuck?
That's sad. Because as kids, we don't ask to be here. You know what I mean? And I've heard that you can have disformities and all kind of shit.
Hell them chromosomes get to acting the same, child.
Fuck that.
Yeah. But you also mentioned that you feel like molestation is a generational curse within your family. Do you still feel like that?
I do. And I feel like
a lot of Black people feel like that.
You said what?
I feel like a lot of Black people feel like that.
I do too. But it's a lot of shit beyond, I think, even molestation that's generational curses too. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Even because like me being a codependent, and struggling with codependency, I have to watch myself that I don't teach my son those traits too. So he's not 2 years down the line messing with some bitch that's manipulative or hurtful to him. Cause I be damn, you know what I mean?
Right.
By then I'm ready to fight you. You know what I mean? Right. So I have to catch myself. I do. But I definitely think it's a generational thing because I just, for the life of me, don't understand why my mom would do that to me other than maybe it was done to her. You know what I mean? I just can't see it.
Right.
Can't see it.
And why did you blame yourself? Because I know that self-blame is a very common thing amongst survivors. But why did you feel the need to do that with yourself in your situation?
Damn, that's a hard question. I guess just when you were raised in such a way where you're constantly told that you're bad, you just easily take, you know what I'm saying, the blame for everything. Which is why, you know, even when I got in my 20s, and like I said, I was in these narcissistic friendships with these older women and stuff like that. It was easy for me to stay in those friendships because they were constantly saying that I was the problem and stuff
That's what
anyway.
you was used to.
Yeah. So I was just like, okay, well, I guess I am. But it
Right.
caused depression in me, Eboné. I'm not going to lie. It caused a lot of depression. And I started to find myself envious of people that were happy and stuff. And it wasn't until I got that, started getting therapy and really getting into God at the age of 29, and I realized, wait a minute, no, this isn't my, you know, my blame to carry. And I'm not even gonna sit here and blame my mom either, simply because, just like you said, hurt people hurt people.
Facts.
You know what I mean? If she had access to the therapy and the support system like I have a wonderful husband. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how the fuck I got him. I really don't, because I got shit going on. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Easily ended up with, you know, a crazy ass dude, but I ended
Facts.
up with him. Like, shit, you really liked me when I was in my fucked up place. You know
That's
what
how
I mean?
you know
Like,
that's a real man, right? That's a good man,
yeah.
Savannah.
I don't know what he was attracted to. I'm like, you must be like fucking crazy ass girl. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he been with me, you know, shit. We've been together since I was 21, late 21, 22, so 15 years. Yeah, I'm sorry I got off subject.
No, you're good. But we're gonna talk about your relationship with your husband. But kudos to him, because thank God he gave you grace.
Okay, thank God for that. Yeah,
because a lot of people don't give you that while you on your journey.
Yeah, and he was one of the first people I told about my experience, you know, post therapy. He didn't judge me or make me feel bad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't judge my mom either. At the time, you know, I was just so, you know, in my fuck her mode, but he was always so positive and kind of, you know, on the same wavelength that you are, you know, hey, well, what did she go through to make her do that? I'm like, damn, dude, who are you? You know,
right.
Thankful for that, because I needed that balance, and I will credit him for helping me get past my experience.
Right.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Even though, you want to hear something funny?
What?
I did not tell him about my YouTube channel until last night, and I only told him because I needed him in my son's journey to leave the house so it could be quiet enough for me to do the video.
And what did he say?
He was proud. He was shocked that I did it. You know what I mean? But he was like, "Oh shit!" He was like, "Do it." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I didn't tell him because I think that was just me still feeling bits of shame.
Of course, yeah.
You know, but yeah, I told him. Now I ain't gonna sit here and say I done showed him the YouTube channel, but
he can find it now.
Yeah, he probably gonna find that shit. But I purposely didn't put my actual name in there, so he might not. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'll eventually show it to him. He's not the type of person that will pry, so I don't have to worry about him, like, you know, pressuring me to do that type of thing.
Wait, your son's name is Journey?
Yeah.
That's so crazy. I wanted to name my child Journey, but
really?
a bitch stole my child's name and had a baby. I was like, this bitch.
Oh.
Yeah, that ass. I love the name Journey.
That was a hating asshole.
A hating asshole child. And she probably listens to this podcast too. Hating ass bitch. But anywho.
What did I do?
How you gonna steal somebody's child's name, child? Like, come on now.
Don't do that.
Like, she sent me a whole apology and everything.
Really? Also, she knew she fucked up.
Oh, she knew she fucked up because we was talking about, okay, we getting sidetracked, but we was talking about Kia's name because she was pregnant at the time. And I was like, oh, because Journey just means so much. And I'm pretty sure it means a lot to you because of the journey that we both been on.
Yeah.
Till now. So I was like, I wanted to name my child Journey because that's going to be one of my greatest accomplishments in life. Child, had the baby, didn't invite me to the baby shower, nothing, girl. Come to find out the baby name is Journey. That's it.
That's why I knew that shit was going to be up everywhere.
Yep. Yep, it's all good though, because God always get the biggest lick.
Oh, you gonna come up with a better name? Okay,
I do, but I ain't telling nobody this name.
Okay, blame me. I don't blame.
Now, your mom got kidney failure in 9th grade. So how did everything influence that? Because it was one video you mentioned that you kind of like just was like fuck school, and you was taking care of her.
I was. It dramatically changed my life.
I can imagine.
I had that caretaker role at home in general. Like I said, I would do my sister's hair. Shit, I did her damn homework too for the most part. But my mom would have dialysis on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and
Right.
she would to pick her up from not the dialysis, but she would ride like a. Are you familiar with like paratransit? I don't know if you guys have that there.
What's that?
It's like a like a van, kind of like.
Oh, they come and pick them up?
Yeah, you know, like the vans to come pick up the people in like the wheelchairs and shit like that. Like, yeah, so they would drop her off around the corner from home. I don't know why the hell they didn't bring her all the way home. So
Yeah,
I would
bring
have
her home. Shit.
I don't know. I don't know why they didn't bring her ass home. But for all I know, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I look back in hindsight and I don't know if she set it up like that. So I would have to miss school. I'm being honest. You know what I'm saying? I look back now and see that she was sort of sabotaging, you know what I mean, my livelihood. So I don't know. You know what I mean? I really don't know.
Right.
But they would drop her off around the corner at like an elementary school. And so I would take her car and drive it around the corner and pick her up. So I always had to basically be in place. So I didn't go to school on the days that she had dialysis. So I never went to school on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And if she was quote unquote sick enough that next day, I couldn't go to school on Wednesdays either. So my grades just fell behind. I never went to prom. I never had any of those like childhood high school experiences. I never went to a game, homecoming, none of that shit. So,
you know what's so crazy? Because like in my situation, I was physically abused by my mother, and I'm talking about like she used to beat my ass. Like I used to go to school like black eyes, busted lips, all types of shit, right? So when I'm hearing, yeah, thank you. So when I'm hearing your story and I think about my story, I'm like, damn, ain't nobody noticed this shit? Like y'all really teaching that big? Like,
and you know what I mean? Like it even with the right, like in your case, they saw it, right?
Right. And then in your case, they didn't see you.
Yeah. Nobody ever fucking followed up. Nobody cared. You know what I mean? Well, I don't know if they didn't care or I was just overlooked. I don't know. I don't know. But I tell you one thing, God has blessed me, even though I don't have a high school diploma, I end up getting a GED. Shit, he's blessed me with management positions for the last 7 or 8 years. And I've been making money like I graduated from college, girl. I ain't even gonna sit here and lie to you.
Come on, now, don't flex now. Don't flex on us.
You know what I mean? He really will.
No, that's a fact.
No weapon formed against you can prosper. So she did sabotage me and prevented me from going to school so I could do whatever she wanted me to do. It did absolutely nothing in the long run.
Facts. Now, how has the abuse from your mother affected your sense of self-worth and self-esteem?
I think it's gotten to a better place now. You know, like I said, with the therapy and with having a better relationship with God.
Right.
In the past, more than anything, I just felt like a bad person. You know what I mean? And I didn't really know how to handle rejection. So life honestly was just unbearable until I started to get help.
Right. Yeah. You also spoke about having seasons of being overly sexual, and at one time you were obsessed with sex. Could you elaborate on how the abuse you experienced may have influenced your choices in that regard? And when I was watching your video, I'm like, nah, this bitch was not having sex with niggas, 3-4 niggas in one day.
And was enjoying it, okay?
Come on now, come on.
Yes, I was enjoying it. My mom was just so sexual in general, you know what I mean? Now, I have not said this on YouTube. She technically taught me how to suck dick, but she did with a banana. With a banana. She did. She sucked it. And she just, I don't know, when I got like to like the age of 15, 16, she would say shit like, you know, you don't have a man and stuff like that. When I was your age, I had 2 or 3 niggas and blah, 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 blah. So I believe a lot of me being promiscuous was trying to compete with my mom and feeling like if I wasn't out in the streets and fucking, for lack of a better word, that I wasn't appealing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's, and the other end was just,
that's how you equal your self-worth.
Yeah. And a lot of us having insecurities and stuff like that, you know, feeling unattractive because, you know, I struggled with acne for a long time. I was plus size, you know what I mean? So if you said hey to me, I was like, you know, I was the one initiating the sex and stuff like that. So that's how I came to the point where, you know, 3 dudes in one day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But shit, I just thank God every day that I didn't get
Keeping
anything.
you.
Yeah, like I never didn't catch any STDs, didn't catch AIDS, shit. You know what I mean? It was a couple pregnancy scares here and there, but I'm just so grateful to God because I know the way I was out there freaking, like it could have went a whole nother way. And that's how I know he has plans for my life. You know what I mean? Because he could have killed me. He could have. You know what I mean? I remember one incident walking home from school. I got into a car with this dude I didn't know. We ended up having sex unprotected. And then he just dropped me off back where he fucking picked me up. He didn't even have the decency to take me home.
Right.
I remember having sex with this one dude at the age of 17. He had took me to like, I don't know, one of his relatives' house or something like that. And my dumb ass, I had sex with this dude like in the basement, like in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember as we were having sex, I could hear people snickering. And I'm like, oh, it's people actually fucking watching us. You know what I'm saying? So
wow, dirty ass nigga.
You know what I mean? But what really slowed me down was my husband. I'll be honest with you. You know what I mean? He became just a good friend of mine. And I don't know. I just, shit. I ain't want to have sex with nobody but him. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's just how it's been ever since.
What was it about your husband that made you slow down? Like, did he do something different or did he approach you differently than the other guys or like?
I think the older I get, I think what separated him from the other guys is that he actually liked me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't just want to have sex. You know what I mean? You know, I wasn't just another number on his list. He actually liked me. And he didn't approach me with sex. We actually didn't have sex until we were together for a couple months. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he was very romantic. He took his time with me. You know, we went out on dates and stuff like that. And then, you know, sex just kind of naturally became a part of the process.
Right.
So that's really what separated him from the crowd. Just him liking me and shit. Like I told you earlier, I don't know what he saw in me at that time, but shit, maybe the dude just saw my potential. You know what I mean? I don't know. But my husband has always been my biggest fan. Like anything I do, one thing about it, that nigga got my back. Okay,
come on now. Come on, we love a good black king now.
Yeah, definitely so. Definitely.
Nah,
I might put a video or something eventually. I might. Shit, why not? I ain't got nothing to lose.
You say you might do what?
Put him in a video or something eventually. I don't have nothing to lose.
No, you should. I think that with your story and where you at now in life, I think it's going to really give people hope.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's hard to find good people that's not going to judge you, that's not going to throw it in your face and remind you of who you were. So yeah. I'm really happy for you because everybody deserves to be loved the way that they want to be loved.
You're right. You're definitely right about that. Even though I'm still trying to figure out how I want to be loved. Because you know how they talk about the different love languages and shit like that?
Yeah. I want all of them.
For a very long time, I did not like being touched.
But that's for obvious reasons, though.
Yes, but I've found as I've gotten older, I honestly believe physical touch is my fucking love language because I just all the time, especially more recently, I just crave hugs. You know what I mean? Like just embrace. And I find myself at work, just hugging my employees and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think I like physical touch. I really do. But I think that she made me scared of it. Because I touch would hurt. But now I just I want to hug. If I could, I would jump through this goddamn phone and hug you, okay? And I'm one of those people, I don't know how to let go, so the shit gonna be awkward. You gonna be like, this bitch gonna let me go? Nope, I'm gonna hold your ass until I feel like you ready for me to release, okay?
No, I'm a hugger too. I hugged this white lady at work today. She was like, I'm like, sorry, girl, I'm a hugger.
Okay. We be standing in that corner for 10 minutes fucking with me.
Right. But you know what? That's also probably another way of you like reconditioning yourself and changing a negative to something positive and you starting to embrace and learn new things.
I can see that. Yeah. I met a guy at my job a couple years ago. I used to manage edible arrangements.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my employees, he was so touchy-feely. He used to get on my fucking nerves. Every time he passed by, he like touched me on the shoulder.
Right.
Well, he ended up quitting. And then I missed his touch. And that's really what made me realize, oh, shit, I kind of actually like people touching me. I don't know. Every time he passed by, he would tap my shoulder or ask me how I was doing.
Right.
I realized like reassuring me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I credit that dude for helping me realize that that's what I'm okay with. I like it. Why
Yeah,
not?
good for you. And
Exactly.
also,
Yeah.
you also said that you were addicted to masturbating. And I'm like, did she introduce that to you as well?
I wouldn't say she introduced me to masturbation, but I will say she introduced me to porn.
Yeah.
She did, showing me some of her old porn tapes and stuff like that. In the
Nah, your
section.
mom was wild,
Oh,
man.
wow, she was. But can you see how, as a middle schooler, high schooler, I thought that she was my friend?
I mean, of course.
Because of the conversations. And I feel bad too because I brought friends over, you know what I mean? And she was having those conversations in front of them too, which might be the reason why everybody was like, oh, your mom's cool and shit like that. I can see that now because they're like, oh shit, I'm not talking about this at home, you know what I mean? But I can come over to house and we can talk about sex and her
Right.
mom let us watch some porn, and stuff like that. Because that's just
Right.
how she was. But I just was overly just sexual in general. Even my
Wow.
own, I found myself, especially in my early 20s, like my conversations were always like about sex and stuff like that. I had to realize like, shit, it's more things to talk about than sex. You know what I mean?
Right. Like you're more than just your body.
Yeah, but at the time I didn't know. But the masturbation addiction, girl, I'm so glad I kicked that because it was so weird. Like I would do it and then I don't know if you've ever masturbated before and wondered if the people that you knew that were dead were watching your ass.
Yo. I've been celibate for like
grandma watching me, you know what I mean?
So I've been celibate for like 3 or 4 years now, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And every now and then I want to, gotta get my rocks off.
Yeah, get your little rock out, yeah.
And I just be like, damn, I hope my nana not looking at this shit, man.
Yep. Yep. So that's definitely one of the things that stopped me. That and God, you know what I mean?
But do you think masturbation is wrong?
No, I don't think it's wrong, but I think the lust portion is. You know what I mean? I don't think pleasuring yourself is wrong, but I think when it comes to the point where you have to, you know what I mean, you constantly living in lust, it's like, how can you really focus on more important things?
Right.
Plus, I don't think it says anything biblically about masturbation, only how lust, you know what I mean, how we shouldn't get caught up in lust and stuff like that.
Right. Yo, I interviewed a girl. She shared her masturbation story or her masturbation addiction story. And she was saying the same thing because she's very religious, right? And she was saying the same thing that you were saying about the whole lust thing. And she was saying how because the lust was so it was so big that she started becoming attractive to women.
I had that similar experience too, but I'll tell you, and this might be sort of taboo. I got so deeply involved like in masturbation because I had a porn addiction that went alongside it that I only and I should have talked to, and I might go back to therapy to talk about this. For one, I could only watch white porn.
You know what's so funny? I don't like watching niggas in porn.
Okay, so that ain't me. I feel like that's ghetto. I need some I need my shit to be cinematic. You know what I mean? Like I'm a high class bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like
I'm watching some high class shit. You know what I mean? Look, action,
Like I feel like when I'm having sex, I be all sexy and shit. I feel like the niggas in porn, it be ghetto. Like I need some shit that's gonna give theater. Like I need a bitch to give me some dialogue. Like build the scene up.
There you go. And to go a step further, I became addicted to gay porn too. More specifically, male on male porn. I don't know where I don't know where that came from. I got addicted to it bad. It's like shit. I had to watch 2 men do the booty. I don't know why.
Bitch, shut up.
Girl, what, do the booty? When last time you heard that shit?
Yo, that's some down south old school saying.
I've been saying fucking the whole time and I want to switch it up and clean it up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But wow, that's interesting because I feel like a lot of people, a lot of women are more prone to watching gay, like lesbian porn. Because every now and then, like I'm not attracted to women, but I know what it feels like for a woman to climax because I'm a woman. So I'll watch that more than I'll watch like man on man. I'm like, nah.
I can't get into the lesbian porn. I don't know. I think for me, I think it was just like watching another man like just dominate another man. I think for me it was just like, oh shit, yeah,
right.
You know what I mean? I don't know, but it was watching that, and it was watching white only porn. I could try to diagnose myself and say maybe I was struggling with some identity issues or something to even be, watching that type of porn. But I don't know. You know what I mean?
Ain't the only one. I can't take no nigga porn, child.
Yeah. Now that shit, I need some high class. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like
I need that Cinemax. I need even Spielberg, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that because of your past, it has been definitely difficult for you to trust anyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How are you able to overcome that, or are you still having issues with that?
I'm still having issues daily. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And I have challenged myself to be more humble. Just recognize I don't know everything. Because even manager, like shit, even this week I had 2 of my assistant managers put in a 2 weeks notice on the same day. And that night before, I actually, and it ended up being a coincidence, but I had spoken to the owner, and I had told him one of the girls I was kind of, I felt like she really didn't deserve the position she was in. She was an assistant manager before I got there.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I believe that the old general manager that was in position before I got there, I think that they were just friends, so she just promoted her even though she was unqualified.
Right.
And so the very next day, she put her 2 weeks notice in along with her friend that works there as well, who's an assistant manager.
So they had this shit planned.
Yeah, so, but no, me being paranoid and still struggling with some trust issues, I thought the owner had blasted me out. You know what I mean? So I went pissed off. I get there, I'm literally like, man, fuck this place. I sit down and talk to the owner, and really they wanted to quit because they wanted to make more money. So we just offered them an extra $1 an hour, and they both retracted their 2 weeks notice. But the point is, like, it still does affect me. I'm always still wondering if somebody is trying to get over on me or just anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
I am. And I don't know how to shake that shit, Eboné. I really don't. Because it frustrates me. Because when you think when you think a particular way and then you prove it wrong, now I'm left with the guilt of, oh fuck, I've been sitting here pissed off for the last 30 minutes and I was fucking wrong. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's, to have to realize that you're wrong and stuff. So I'm just really, I don't know. I'm just tired of it. I'm just tired of it. I wish I believed that everybody has good intentions, but I
guess
they don't. Yeah. So
they don't.
Yeah. So I don't know.
So in what ways did your abuse impact your relationship with God, especially considering that there was a period when you questioned why would he allow children to be subject to such things such as molestation?
Shit, I thought that God loved everybody but me. You know what I mean? Because people would share their personal experiences about what God has done for them. And the only thing I could always think was, well, God ain't did nothing for me. You know what I mean? And I was almost convinced it was because I was a bad person. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I tell you this, I don't know if you saw one of my earliest videos. It's when I actually started to listen to God that he really, he opened up the doors of heaven for me. And I can give you my most recent example. Me and my husband and my son, we relocated to Athens 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
My husband was working for, he's a chef, by the way. But now he's working for, so he got like a promotion.
Okay,
he transferred
come on now.
Here to Athens. I got here and we stopped at Walgreens and I saw this little ice cream shop and it said hiring. And so I applied for an assistant manager position. That was a Friday. I interviewed that next day, which was a Saturday. That Monday he called to tell me that I didn't get the job, but he wanted to offer me the store manager position instead.
Come on now.
I was like, look at God. And not only that, it was like $15K more than what I was making at my other job. And I was like, shit, I would have never guessed I could make this much money at an ice cream place. But it's called. Have you ever heard of it before?
No.
Gotcha.
Is that only in the South?
Because I work there, you know what I mean? But it's pretty good. You know? But yeah, that just goes to show when you are obedient to God, he will really open doors of heaven for you. And my obedience was separating from those people that were purposely hurting me, even though I did feel alone. You know what I mean? I don't have many friends right now, Eboné. I'm not going to lie to you. You know what I mean? I don't. But I have never been happier or more peaceful in my life. I talk to the right people that I need to talk to. And I'm a true believer that God will always bring the proper connections, just like me speaking to you, you know what I mean? So I'm blessed. I really am. And I just cannot stress enough how good God is. And I wish that I had known this in the past, but I hope that what I'm saying right now can stimulate somebody's mind to know that God is good and he is real and he always shows up on time. Sure, sometimes we go through hurt and pain, and sometimes it can be an extended time, but no weapon formed against us can prosper.
Come on now.
It just won't.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. So the past couple of years, whatever, a lot of things have happened. And I was just like so fucking stressed out to the point where I literally like I came to God as a woman and I'm like, come on now, God. Like, like I was just literally like begging. So I was just like, if you can make things happen for me, and I was like, you make things happen for me in a timely manner, I'd be celibate until we both feel like we met somebody that would be good enough for me.
Yeah.
And no lie, being obedient has been so rewarding. Like I had received everything that my heart can desire. So I always
Probably plus more, huh?
Oh yeah. Like everything that I had on my to-do list that I was busting my ass for, it was like this, like clockwork. Like boom, I got my new apartment. Boom, I got my network deal. Boom, I got this, that I got a new job. Like I'm just like, yo, like God is so real. And I be thinking about mad shit I've been through, and I'm pretty sure you can relate to this. And I'm just like, yo, God was always with me.
He was. And that's why I can't really be mad at my mom. You know what I mean? I say it was a blessing in disguise. I love my mom. I hate what she did to me, but I love my mom because, like you said, I know that she was hurt. She had to be, to shut her like that, to feel like it was appropriate to do what she did. And I also love those older women that hurt me, because if it wasn't for them, I would have never went to therapy, and I would never face the fact that my mom did what she did to me. You know what I mean? So everything happens for a reason. It really does. And I just cannot stress enough. Ooh, and I might sound like a broken record, but God is good.
Nah, really, I be saying the same thing. God be looking out, and I love that.
He do. He really does. He does.
Now, how has therapy helped you with your healing journey? Because I know you talked a lot about it, but I feel like therapy also helped me in my journey as well too.
Yeah, I feel like it helped me. But it did take me a while to open up because of the issues I had with trust. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I bumped around for a couple of times. First had a female therapist, but didn't trust her. Then I had a male, and ended up going right back to a female therapist, because I was like, you know what? Nah, I kind of like her. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's been an incredible journey. I've definitely gained some good tools. You know what I mean, from therapy. Mostly just learning how to manage my feelings. You know what I mean?
When's your birthday?
March the 14th.
You a Pisces?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, because I'm February the 8th.
Okay, you're an Aquarius.
Yeah, I feel like you sound just like me.
My husband Aquarius. I have a cousin who's an Aquarius too. She told me something a long time ago I'll never forget. Because Aquarius is water, and Pisces fish. Yeah, Pisces, we need y'all.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, what's your sign? Because you sound so much like me.
We need y'all, but yeah, I'm a Pisces, a crazy Pisces. Yep. Oh,
but that's good. That's good. And I know you have a beautiful son.
I do.
So how has this experience of abuse influenced your perspective on motherhood and in the way that you approach your role as a mother?
I'll start by saying, for one, it took me and my husband a very, very long time to conceive. We were together for 9 years. I got pregnant with Journey when I was 30. And I thank God for that, because he waited until I was healed to bless me with a child. Even though for years, Eboné, girl, I cried about it. I cried. And I felt like it was another source of shame. It's like, damn, I'm a woman. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to have a child. I felt like it was something I was supposed to do. Facts. And I just, no matter what happened, I never got pregnant. It got so bad where I was struggling with my periods. I had something called, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, menorrhagia. But basically what it is when your period will come on and it won't go off. So I actually had to go to the doctor and get birth control in order to be regulated.
Right, because you'll just be bleeding nonstop, right?
To death, yeah. I had iron issues, all kind of stuff. And I remember one of the last times I went to the hospital, I must have been 26 or 27, and the doctor actually recommended that I get a hysterectomy. And I was considering it, But the nurse came in and I was crying and she said, what's wrong with you? And I said that he told me to, that I should probably get a hysterectomy. And she was like, a hysterectomy? She was like, have you ever thought about praying?
Was he a white doctor?
Yes.
Because that's very rare that he told you that, because they're not supposed to. A lot of doctors are informing women to not do that. So that's why I'm like, why did he tell you that? But you in the South, so.
Yeah, he recommended I get that shit. But that lady, she told me, basically, had I ever tried prayer?
And she was a black woman.
Yes, listen, that's the best advice anybody has ever given me. I didn't immediately get pregnant, but my periods did stop being irregular. And I ended up getting pregnant, I want to say at 28, but I had a miscarriage. But for me, I was like, shit, my coochie work. You know what I mean? Coochie work. I could do this. So,
coochie.
But yeah, journey came at 30. I actually went on a fast, you know what I mean? And I went on a 12-day fast. And because I thought about the woman who had the issue of blood for 12 years or whatever. So I went in complete faith. I went in this fast, and I kid you not, Eboné, I was pregnant 5 months later. Wow. I was with my son. And it's been a great journey. I feel like a journey, but I feel like it was a lot of fear in me when I first had him. Not that I will repeat the past, but that I just wouldn't be a good mom. You know what I mean? But with time, he's reassured me that I'm a good mom, And after, speaking to one of my spiritual moms, she encouraged me that I'm the right mom for him. So just believing that, you know what I mean, has helped me cope with parenting. And, that's my buddy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, that's my damn road dog, okay? That's my.
I can't wait to have a kid.
He got my forehead too, girl. So
no, y'all look just alike.
You know what?
Y'all look just alike.
We do, but he kind of look like my husband too. Yeah, he's kind of 50-50. Yeah. But he a cool kid though. He reminds me a lot of myself when I was a kid. Before I think all the hurt and pain really kind of weighed me down. And so I challenged myself to just let him be him. You know what I mean? He's a laugher. You know what I mean? He loves to laugh. He hums. Like, it's so weird. He'll walk around the house. Like, he'll do that shit all day. And just let him. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he's thriving. And I wish, and I hope this isn't selfish of me, but I kind of wish I was him. You know what I mean? And I had that same experience as a child to be able to be myself and express myself. My baby loves art, all these different things. And I let him do that stuff. You know what I mean? Just last week, he would not take that damn Spider-Man mask off because he swore on everything he loved that he is Peter Parker. You know what I'm saying?
Child, these little boys love them some Spider-Man,
you know
baby.
What I mean? Yeah, I just let him do it. You know what I mean? I let him do it. So, but yeah, I wish that I could have had the same experience, but I'm also thankful that I had that experience so I will know what not to do.
Facts.
I'm not even talking about the sexual abuse. I'm talking about the emotional abuse too.
Just being a parent.
Yeah, making my child feel guilty or feel shame. You know what I mean? I gas my baby up every time I let him know how handsome he is. My husband, he was telling me, you gotta limit it now. You don't want him to be an asshole. I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. But you look good, Journey. I let him know because that's not what I heard. I heard the exact opposite. You know what I mean? So any chance I get, I try to encourage him. Even when that artwork, and I hope he never watched it, but sometimes that artwork be ugly. You know what I'm saying? You know how small kids art be. You be like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? But the girl, I be gassing up, baby, that look good. You know what I mean? And that's what he needs. I just wish I had that. But I'm going to take what I got and I'm going to roll with it. And I want a daughter too. I do.
So are you actively trying to have a baby or?
Yes and no. I ain't going to say we're not doing what you need to do to have one.
Right.
But we team pull out right now though. You know what I mean?
Right.
We just moved here and, we're trying to get settled in. He's trying to get settled in his job. I'm trying to get settled into mine. So maybe in a couple months we'll actively try again. But I do want a daughter. I do. I'm blessed though that God gave me a son first because maybe I would not have been able to handle a daughter because of my own shame.
Right.
But I believe now I think I'm strong enough to.
You definitely are.
To teach her to love herself. You know what I mean? And that's really what it is. We need women in our lives, especially older women that uplift us, not always constantly tell us what we did wrong or how we could get better. Tell me what I did right. You know what I mean? share with me my good qualities that you see. I wasn't exposed to that, but I want to expose my daughter to that. And even though I don't have a daughter right now, I work with a lot of young girls. I'm 36. You know, I work with girls that are 15, 16, 20, 21.
Right.
Every day at work, I make it like a habit to make sure I uplift them. You know what I mean? I just have to. I feel like if I'm not doing that, what the fuck am I here for? You know what I mean?
Right.
Granted, I know make sure the place don't burn down and make sure, you know, we doing what we're supposed to do. But outside of that, my assignments with God means much more to me. You know what I mean? The bottom line is, even on my YouTube, prayer means more to me than anything. And I'm constantly praying for the comment and the people that watch my videos. Hell, I prayed for you. You know what I mean?
Oh, thank you.
I know you're not supposed to, but that's what I do for God. I have a job, but my main job is to do what he asked me to do. And since I know that he listens to my prayers, I'm going to pray every chance I get.
Facts. Yeah. You know, that's so crazy you said that, because I always said that when I created the Professional Homegirl, the platform, I always wanted this platform to be the women what I needed women to be to me when I was growing up. So I definitely feel you on that when it comes to like pouring into these young girls. Cause I mean, if shit was crazy when we was growing up, we see what's going on now.
It don't make no sense. Plus, you know, I hate to say it, you know how the older people like, oh, this generation, isn't it? Hello, y'all motherfuckers raised us. You know what I mean? Just like we raising them. You know what I mean? It's our duty to do the best for these kids, you know, especially when you know that they don't come from good backgrounds and stuff like that. You have to. It takes a village to raise a child. My mom ain't the only person that raised me. You know what I mean? She may have been in the house, but my collective experiences with women, like I've told you, are what, you know, led to me being who I was when I got therapy at 29. It wasn't just my relationship with my mom. And so I have to uplift these girls. I have to. I don't see it any other way. I can sit here and I can joke and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, I have to. That's my duty. I feel like I have no choice. I'm so serious. You know what I mean? I feel like I don't have a choice.
Right. Now, if your mother were still alive, how do you imagine your relationship with her would have evolved if that opportunity was to present itself?
I believe post therapy, I would have cut her off along with the other women I had cut off. I really, just for my personal peace. But also on the flip side, I can sit here and say this, but at the end of the day, I don't know. I got to be frank with you. I don't know, because it's easier, and maybe you can relate to this. It's easier to be upset with others than it is for me to be upset with my mom.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like a sense of loyalty to my mom. You know what I mean?
I mean, because at the end of the day, she's still your mom.
Yeah, even in therapy, you know, the therapist, you know, she's saying like little stuff XYZ. I'm looking at her like, bitch, you better stop talking about my mom. You know what I mean? You better stop talking about my mama, okay? Before I jump across this damn table. But yeah. But, you know, I don't know. I hope that I would have separated for my personal peace. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't know.
Did you forgive her yet, or?
I believe I have. The only reason I say that is because I no longer feel angry. You know what I mean? I don't hate my mom. Like I said, I love my mom. You know, I really do. So yeah, I do believe that I have forgiven her completely. I don't know yet. I think it would have to happen to trigger me in order for me to really know fully if I like really went all the way there. But I feel like for the most part, I'm okay.
Right. And last but not least, if your mother were alive today, what would you want to say to her if given the chance?
I guess I would want to know what led to it. You know what I mean? What did you experience in your life that made you feel like it was okay to do this to me? You know what I mean? That's really what it is. You know, I guess the why of it all. You know what I mean? Because being so young, it's like I'm also feeling like shit. How really did I blame myself for that? I was a child, really wasn't in control of the situation at all. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I just want to know why. Yeah, I want to get into the logistics of the whole thing. Like, why did you do this to me? What made you think it was okay? And what happened to you that led to it? And then I also want to know, how did she feel about herself after that? Because I could not, listen, playing with my coochie made me feel bad. You know what I mean? I can't even, you know what I mean? Touching my child or any or a child or anybody, period. You know what I mean? The guilt alone and just morals and all that stuff would just prevent me from even going that far with anybody. You know what I mean? So I kind of want to know, like, how does she feel about herself? Like, does she feel shame? You know what I mean? Did she project that shame onto me? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
At 44 years old, that's a young age.
Yeah, she was. It's crazy because at the time, shit, you know, you 21 and your mom's 44, you're like, oh shit, she old.
Right.
You know? But now that I'm 36, I'm like, damn, I'm 8 years younger than she was when she died.
Right.
You know? So it kind of makes it creepy at that point. But yeah, 44 was pretty young. And like I said, to die the way that she died, she really died a painful death. But I am thankful, though, that I was able, despite what my mom did to me, I tell you, one of the things that outside of raising my sister that I'm most proud of is that even at the end when my mom was in hospice, I still stood by my mom and I took care of my mom. You know, I would bathe my mom, you know, all kind of things. I was really dedicated to my mom. Maybe even overly served, like in an idol type of way. You know what I mean? But I'm still thankful that I was able to be there for her at the end. Like, despite what you did to me, I still showed you the maximum amount of love that I had within me, even at the end. You know what I mean? So even if God just used me for that in her life, this is enough. You know, it's enough.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm proud of you, sis. I'm so happy. I'm so happy I found you. Like, I think that this was such an incredible conversation. Like I said, I feel like when people see the title, they get a little like apprehensive, and they rightfully so. But like, this was I had a really great time speaking with you and sharing your story, which I know is going to enlighten and inspire, and most importantly, encourage others to share their story.
Can you do me a favor and bleep out my job?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Cool. I don't want anybody popping up on me. Hey.
Like, was you on a professional homegirl podcast?
Yeah. But no, I just for my company's standpoint, I personally don't care, but I just want to make sure that I represent them in the best way. And I don't know if I have, you know, because I've been cussing and stuff like that too.
No, you standing in your truth. You standing in your truth. But I'm gonna bleep it out for sure. I got you.
I got you. Oh, I mean, thank you. Cool.
And
are you?
Huh?
Are you okay? I gotta ask.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Okay. Are you? Well, wait. Are you talking about just the conversation or just like in general?
I'm talking about in general.
No, I'm good. I'm tired, but I think that, I mean, everything that I was working so hard for is here. So I think that when you ask God of things, you got to be ready for it. And I feel like, and you know what's so funny? Yesterday, I was talking to one of my best friends, and I was just like, yo, like, because I also have a 9-to-5, right? And the goal is to transition out of that and do my business full time.
Yeah.
And my 9-to-5 been fucking trying me.
Really?
It's been real challenging. And I was just saying to my best friend yesterday, I was like, you know what? I was like, I always knew that I was going to be something great. Like, I know what my journey looked like. I feel like God has shown me what's been for me at a very young age. So I know when I know I'm in my purpose because it feels familiar. It feels good. Right.
Yes.
And I was just saying, like, damn, like, I feel like I got to stop complaining or stop letting work get to me, because I feel like if I can't be level headed in this shit, how the fuck I expect to be where I want to be at in this other shit and really be like successful and be, you know what I'm saying, create this platform and be traveling and shit. And when I tell you today, some shit had hit the fucking fan.
Yeah.
And I was just like, but I kept it level headed. I prayed and I just handled that shit like a G. And I'm like, all right, God, I see you got jokes, but we here now. Like,
we got you. And never forget, we all fall short.
Right.
You don't have to. You're not gonna be perfect where you're going, but God gonna still take you anyway.
Absolutely, and He took me so far.
Moses had a stutter.
Yeah.
God God still used him. He had a stutter. He killed somebody. David was a hoe. God still used him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got this. Like I said, I was a hoe. You know what I'm saying?
We always hoes.
Porn addiction, all that shit. And God is using me.
Yeah. But I'm happy though. I'm happy. Like I really feel like I am living out the beginning of my dreams. Like I feel it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're right. asking.
It's just beginning.
Yeah. And thank you for asking, because I feel like nobody never asked me how I'm doing sometimes.
Yeah. No, I had to. I don't know. I felt like I should. You know what I mean? I felt like I should. But I'm glad to know that you're okay. And I wish you the best. I really do.
Thank you, sis. I mean, we're gonna be in contact, child. So
yeah. Don't stop doing this shit at all. I'm serious. Of being uninspired, you got to keep at it.
Thank you.
Thank you. What you do is valuable. It really is.
And you know what's so funny? And we're gonna leave it at this note. Yeah. I think what makes, because obviously this is my business, so I believe in it so much, and I believe in this platform. But I just love when like Black women just come on the show, because I only interview women of color, particularly Black women. And I just love when we just talk in our language and we just pop our shit, but we put the medicine in the candy. Like, I just be like, yo, like, I love conversations like this, because I feel like there's a lot of people, especially a lot of Black women in neighborhoods that we come from, that can relate to this, you know?
That's so true. It's true, but sad. Man, that shit's so sad.
Yeah. Well, not relate to the topic at hand. Maybe I mean more so relate to just the way we talk, our conversation, like our lingo. Like,
right. You're right. It's definitely relatable.
Right.
Because, you know, originally I started to like dress up, and I kid you not, my husband, he was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. I was like, girl, come as you are.
Okay, let me just throw a damn t-shirt on and call it a day. I did do my eyebrows though. I did do that shit, okay?
Yeah, I see you with your light beat. I said, come on now.
I had to. Yeah. Cool, Eboné. Well, I appreciate this. I really do. I was nervous about it. I ain't gonna lie.
Why was you nervous?
It's like, I don't know. Even though I've shared it on YouTube, I haven't really shared it with that many people on an individual level, I suppose. It's easier for me to, you know, share it on YouTube. Motherfuckers just gonna comment. You know what I mean? But we're talking basically face to face. You know what I mean? And so I guess just that leftover shame, like, shit, will she judge me? You know, this and that. So I am thankful and honored that you did share your own personal experience with me about your mom. Because I ain't gonna lie, that kind of feel more comfortable doing a conversation. It really did.
Absolutely. Listen, I am a reflection of you, sis. So you won't ever have to feel ashamed or feel like you are in this alone, because we all have a story.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate that.
Of course. And on that note, listeners, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please make sure to email me at hello@thephgpodcast.com. Follow me on Instagram at the Professional Homegirl and at the PhD Podcast. And until next time, everyone, later.
Toodles.